I know normally I don't technically share the liquidity pools and stuff like that on the channel, but that is a prime example of how it works when you're tracking the momentum in the markets and these buy and sell orders to kind of get an idea. Especially, and this doesn't just work for Dogecoin. We're going to take a look at some other coins here. Excuse me, other coins and stocks and some different videos here. But that's an idea of how you kind of get like an edge, especially when you're trading in the market. Welcome back, YouTube. So in today's video, we're going to discuss a state of the market with Dogecoin, get some price action, and give a window to pretty much where we're looking to consolidate at least here on the short term. So what we have here is we did get the retracement. This is what I was speaking on yesterday, stating that we should get a big red candle. Typically, it's equal in volume. Heading the opposite direction. We did end up getting that consolidation, and we see here that it is pretty much for the day, it's red 64.13% for the day. So this is pretty much indicating that typically they're sticking to the status quo of get in, get out, and they are pretty much not letting up on Dogecoin. And this aligns with the price action that we're seeing today. Typically, when we start getting these huge spikes, if there's no major catalyst or buying pressure that is going to be there, and as we looked at on the book map, which we're going to take a look at here in a second, we saw that there was some possible room there for a breakdown when it comes down to liquidity. So typically we're going to get that price action. If there's no major buying pressure, we are able to kind of break trend. And that's basically what we did here for the short term. So let's take a look here. So let's take a look here at the book map chart here. And pretty much we are pretty much bouncing literally in between roughly 13.1 right here and about 13.18, pretty much on our way to 13.2. And we see here that there is some liquidity here at about, like I said, like 12, I'll say like 12.9. But the big breakdown here, if we break trend here, which is pretty much where that's what these lines switching back and forth are. If we break trend here, our next stopping point is going to be roughly around 12.5, unless some serious volume buying pressure comes in. Because as you can see here, there's not a lot of orders here to kind of stop that. So maybe retail can kind of jump in and kind of catch it. But if we break trend, we're looking at dropping roughly a penny here in the short term. But as of right now, as we're trending, we are building liquidity on both sides of Dogecoin. Typically, that's great. Typically, if that is saying that, okay, if we get a breakdown, we're going to have some buy orders up here. It's not as strong on the sell side, but we are seeing that, there are some people who are looking to get out. If we get that next tick up, probably some fear coming in, some FOMO, but the buys are certainly, as you can see, we're pretty much turning red down here. The buys are certainly a lot stronger right now. I know we've been discussing like shorts and manipulation in the market. And yes, I know Dogecoin has its own, I'll say its own battles to fight, but all in all, the macros of the market certainly have an effect on the short-term prices and even long-term now that we're still threatening like a recession and stuff like that overall. So don't think that the macro events or the market pulling down and having these major swings are not going to naturally have an effect on Dogecoin. Yes, there is still manipulation here, but when the market cycles down, you're still going to see that effect on Dogecoin as well. Because technically that's when you pretty much, I gave you like the bottom numbers when you're saying that, oh, okay, well, in the event we go to a recession and we have this mass liquidity pool, yes, that's when you can get that breakdown in Bitcoin potentially go into like the 20s, or you can see Doge drop down to like a dime, or 10 cents and stuff like that, and possibly even lower if we get that next rotation down. But as of right now, we can't rule out the macros in the market and what's going on. And I do want to point out, we did touch here in this liquidity, pretty much this red yellowish area here. Typically, these are buy orders. And as you can see, those orders filled and we're getting some really, really big buys here. And we're coming up here, pretty much rising right through the equilibrium. And now we're trending on those sell orders, which is in the next pool of liquidity that I was speaking of a second ago. And you can see those orders are filling. And now we're getting like the sell orders to get pushed back down. I know normally I don't technically share the liquidity pools and stuff like that on the channel, but that is a prime example of how it works when you're tracking the momentum in the markets and these buy and sell orders to kind of get an idea, especially, and this doesn't just work for Dogecoin. We're going to take a look at some other coins here, excuse me, other coins and stocks and some different videos here, but that's an idea of how you kind of get like an edge, especially when you're trading in the market. And of course, if you want to try out Bookmap, or if you are a trader, or if you simply just want an edge in the market to kind of get an idea of how pretty much what goes on in between the candles, I have a link in the description, and you can certainly take advantage of that and get the special rates that are associated with my channel. So that link will be in the description of this video. But as of right now, in the short term, Doge is holding on. If you are looking to get that next rotation down, just know that if we do break cycle, as far as if we get the next cycle down here, we are looking at, as of right now, we're looking like a drop of about a penny roughly to about 12.5. Again, there's no major buys here. Retail could step in, maybe like a large whale and kind of trigger some action. But as of right now, you see this area here that's like pretty much cool, like there's no heat indicators there. There are no major buys in this area here. So if we get that breakdown and we break trend, we're looking at roughly around 12.5. But typically speaking, these buy orders at 12.5, they're enough to push it back up to around a 13-cent mark. So just like we saw when we got that cycle down to, was it like 13.1, and those orders filled, we immediately broke through the equilibrium to the upside. Typically, that's where you're going to see the response at. That's where you have like these really sharp candles down to like 12.5 or so, and then you'll have it bounce back up immediately. Typically, that's what's going to happen. You can see this is dark red. So this is a lot of orders here that's going to fill when you hit 12.5, and you're just going to skyrocket back up. So it's not saying that we're going to have that down cycle and then consolidate at 12.5. It can just be like a brief touch, and then we'll get that rebound. And the orders are heating up right here, as you can see on both sides. So this looks like we're going to have a bit of a ping pong match here for like the next, I'll say next few hours or so, as these orders come in, as we're going into the weekend. But as of right now, we are looking at roughly around 13.2 to about 12.5. That is, I'll even go as far as to say 13.4, because we do have some light orders filling up there. So I'll say 13.4 to about 12.5. As of right now, that's going to be our ping pong match with a concentration at around 13 to 13.2. That's going to be our concentration for right now. Hope you enjoyed this state of the market update for today on the short-term price action of Dogecoin. If you want to hear more from me, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share the video. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.